let us begin with English workshop and answer the following questions. The first question over here. In what way is a work of fiction different from a fact file? Now, when we talk about a work of fiction, we talk about a part of literature that is based on a creative imagination of someone. And when we talk about a fact file, we talk about someone's life, maybe we talk about a person, we talk about a place, and basically write about reality. So we mention information that is factually accurate or perfect or correct. So based on this, we'll write our answer. We'll start by saying that a work of fiction is a piece of creative imagination. It is generally open to interpretation, whereas a fact file is completely based on reality, on facts. In a fact file, characters who are actual people are described and they are factually accurate. Now moving ahead to the next question. How did the family reach the tropical island? So now we know from the story that Juno, the dog, swam over there, the ship's cargo was carried along, and the family, the minute they spotted the tropical island, they decided to build a well or to construct a well out of tubs. And they built a bow and they curved it around the vessels. And they filled the tubs with all the necessary things. So based on this, we'll write our answer. We'll start by saying that the family had been shipwrecked. So that is what happened first. And they found themselves within the sight of a tropical island. The next morning, they decided to get to the island. They could see beyond the reef. With much effort, they constructed a vessel out of tubs. And they collected all the necessary items that would be for them to survive on the island. Now moving ahead to the next question. How did the family reach the tropical island? Now of course that is described over here that the next morning they decided to get to the island, they could see beyond the reef and they constructed a vessel out of tubs with much effort. And then later on, William, the father, he attached the floatable old kegs together and built a bow that curved around them. So these are the activities or the actions or the efforts that were put in by the father, William. So we'll write our answer and we'll say that over the next few days, William, the father, attached the floatable old kegs to one another, built a bow that curved around them, and thus the family landed successfully on the island. Now the next question. How did the mother occupy herself while the tree house was being built? So if you remember in the story when they were building the tree house, what was the mother doing? The mother was tending to her garden and she was producing healthy vegetables or plants over there. So we'll write by saying that while the tree house was being built, mother kept herself occupied by tending the garden that was now producing healthy plants. Now moving ahead. What was the third place the family decided to reside in? Why did they wish to shift there? So now the third place that they decided was to move into a cave, if you recall from the story. And we know that why they shifted into the cave? Because the season was about to change. Thinking ahead of the next winter, father decided to create a place safe from the elements, a strong storage spot to protect themselves and of course their belongings as well. And Fritz came up with the idea of a cave. Now based on this, we'll start by writing. First we'll mention the point about the cave. We'll say that the third place the family decided to reside in was a cave. As winter was ahead, they wanted to create a place that would protect them from the elements, a strong storage to protect themselves and their belongings. So of course we first mention the last point that is there in the passage and then we mention the other details because that is how the question has been asked. So we won't just copy whatever is there in the passage the way it is. We'll pay attention to the details that the question demands.